start the press conference. Manny Pacquiao is here. I thought he fought a very courageous fight under all the circumstances, and I'm very, very proud of him for what he accomplished tonight. So please welcome Manny Pacquiao, and then we'll hear from Freddie Roach, and you can ask questions.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for coming here. I did my best, but my best wasn't good enough. Anyway, I would like to thank all the people who came here to witness the fight tonight. And I don't want to make advice or reason anything what we have been through this training camp, but it's good. I mean, I'm happy because 12 rounds I fought a good fight, and I thought I won, but I have to review it and DVD it now when I going back to my hotel to see if what's happening. So what else? I want to thank you to all the media and press for helping promoting this fight, and many people around the world knows this fight and they're watching for this fight. So thank you for everything what you have done, helping to us, promoting this fight. Of course, I want to thank God for everything He has done to us. And smooth fight, and everything is fine, no trouble for this fight. So thank you, and we owe you a lot. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to bring to the microphone Freddie Roach. Freddie?
I'm very proud of Manny. I thought Manny fought a good fight. I think he hurt his opponent a few times. He landed some really good combinations. And Mayweather was pretty good with his right hand and then a lot of good shots also. It was a very close fight. We'd love to do it again, but hopefully that's in the future. I'm very proud of Manny. I thought he fought well, and I hope you all enjoyed the fight. Thank you.
Okay, any questions? Yeah. You have a microphone? Kevin?
Manny, I wanted to ask you about your right shoulder injury. I understand the condition was not letting you take the shot. Can you tell us when you injured your shoulder and how often you had taken shots, how it impacted you tonight not being able to take it?
This training camp I thought we're about to planning to postpone or because it's been 2 weeks I didn't train good because of I didn't use my right hand. I cannot use my right hand, and we plan to file in commission exemption for the shot for numbing my shoulder, but we respect the decision of the commission that is not allowed, so we didn't get a shot. But 2 weeks before the fight and 1 week before the fight, it's my shoulder is getting better and better, but not really 100%, totally 100%. Recover, but at least I can use it. But something wrong.
Follow up, either Sonny or you. Why did you check off on the medical form that you had a shoulder injury? The commission said you did not check off any injury. Why didn't you do that and say I have a shoulder injury? Is it still in?
we didn't fill up the form. But you know, you heard the 3 weeks before the fight. I skipped my training a couple days because of that reason, and we went to MRI, and then there's a tear in my right shoulder.
Yeah, and also the attorneys had filed papers with the commission early in the week saying that he was taking medications for his shoulder injury. It was papers that he had gotten the approval of USADA, and we filed it with the commission, so the commission was well aware that Manny had a shoulder.
Freddie, how did this injury happen? Was it an ACL?
No, the thing is, he was throwing a hook with another fighter, and they collided arms together, and it hurt his shoulder. And but the thing is, it was getting better and better every day. And we thought about one time, like postponing the fight and so forth. But as the weeks went on, it was getting better, and he was throwing really good in the gym. And I was happy with his performance, and he was doing a lot better sparring. And I didn't think it was. I think he could get through the fight, and I never want to put a fighter into a fight injured that badly. But I thought the progress was good enough, and that's why we stayed with the fight.
Last week, when did it occur?
About 2.5 weeks ago.
I think it was a little longer, Freddie. And it wasn't apparently the doctors say it was an old injury. There's force something or other that connect this to Kobe Bryant has had the same thing. Two were not operated. They were bad, and two were okay. But he had pain, and this is the same doctor that treated Kobe Bryant before each game, and until finally when Kobe dunked the ball, he tore the remaining two. So better the doctors explain, because I just know generally. Yeah.
Manny, we know how much you wanted to win this fight. You talked about how much you trained, how much you devoted the time that you put into this fight, and we've seen you at moments after a fight where you're on the other side and it's a different attitude. Can you talk about right now the honest disappointment as a human being that you have about losing the fight, and also talk about the respect I assume you have for Mr. Mayweather?
I'm very happy because of the result of the fight. Even though I didn't, I cannot use a lot my right hand, but the fight is still good. I mean, it's still there. But the thing is, what we want to do is we cannot do because of my shoulder.
You talk.
I respect Mayweather. I mean, he's fast. He's a good boxer. I mean, give the credit to him. He won tonight, so I mean, just prove it.
Manny, the fourth round was probably your best round. Why could you not have that kind of round more throughout the fight?
The thing is, on the third round, I already, feel the pain in my shoulder. So that's why, when I throw a lot of punches combination, and if you imagine, I back off because it's hurt. So that's the thing.
How much do you think it's going to bother you that this fight you wanted so badly, you lost it over the years now that you're done with it?
How much?
How is this loss going to bother you? This is a fight you wanted so badly.
It wasn't bothering me the loss right now because I fought a good fight. I did my best, and I think the people they're very happy because even though I hurt my shoulder. I didn't complain in the ring and like that. But you know, it's part of the game. I mean, I don't want to make alibis or complain anything about that.
Now you watch the fight, and you watch Manny fight before. You see how many punches he throws with the right hand. You see him throw one right hook, right? And the jabs, he threw apparently 190 jabs, they say, and he landed 19. Now, you know, giving Floyd credit for being a great defensive fighter, something's wrong with that if your shoulder and so forth is operating correctly.
Manny, can you explain why you think you won the fight?
I mean, I thought I thought I won the fight, and I have to review the DVD now in the hotel. So if really I love the fight because especially I heard him many times. I heard him many times, and we can see that if we watch in replay. But he didn't get hurt me.
How many times do you think you really hurt him in the fight? How many?
Him like 3 to 4 times, and
Do you think that was enough to win the fight?
Huh?
You believe that was enough to carry the fight, win the fight?
Well, I'm not saying that. It's hard to say right now. But like what I said, I have to review the DVD, the fight in Malta.
Yeah, my question's for Freddie. Freddie, did Manny follow the game plan? What's your overall assessment of the fight?
He did pretty well. I mean, the thing was we were working on putting him close to the ropes, using footwork to keep him guessing when we're coming and going, and I think it worked quite well. And I thought those flurries that when he had him on the ropes were very effective. But we just didn't do enough of it. And once he told me that the shoulder was hurting and he was having trouble throwing it, it was difficult to get those punches off more often in the fight. But again, I thought it was a very close fight. I thought he did well, but I know he can do a lot better, of course.
Freddie, Manny, usually throws punches at angles more, and so at this fight it appeared to me that he was coming straight forward and squaring up a lot more. Was that part of a plan?
Well, backing him up was part of our plan, taking charge of the fight, yes, and putting him on the ropes and outscoring him on the ropes was the big part of the plan, but we just couldn't be as consistent as we wanted to be because the shoulder did start hurting more, and the jab and the uppercut was okay, but the hook was a little hard for him to throw.
Hey, Freddie, I was going to ask you, Freddie or Freddie? Before the fight, you had said that you thought Floyd's legs were going on him, but he moved a lot in this fight. He moved pretty well. How would you rate his legs in this fight from the last couple of fights? And also in terms of how did you think he fared defensively?
I thought he ran very well. I mean, you know what, when he wasn't like landing punches, he was just running and moving backwards, and I feel Manny should have won a lot of those rounds because he's the aggressor. I mean, but it didn't go that way.
Bob, to your right a little bit. I'll wave at you.
Why? Who's going?
Are you on one? Bob, I just wanted to ask how fair you think it is for people who spent $99 on this fight or spent the money for these tickets that you staged a fight with an injured fighter. You knew he was hurt, and you're saying that was a reason why he was unable to throw one of his best punches.
Athletes always fight hurt. We felt that the work that was done on the shoulder during training would give him the opportunity to use the right hand. We were disappointed when in the third round the injury kicked up again, but this is always the case with sports. You know, a guy is injured in training. He then deals with the injury. He thinks he's conquered it, and then he gets re-injured in the game. Happens in football, happens in every sport.
Manny, over here to your left. Throughout the bout, there were times that you seemed like you were hesitant of pulling the trigger. What was holding you up from doing that?
I'm hesitant to be more aggressive because it's only one hand. I just my right hand is just for pain, and then only left hand I can use it. I mean, and it's hard to fight one hand.
I mean, you guys sort of fight yourself, right? And when you review the film, you'll see how infrequently he threw the right hand. Let's welcome the champion. Great fight, Floyd Mayweather.
I want to thank all the fans, all the media. I want to thank everybody for supporting this event. I'm truly blessed to be one, man. I had a brilliant game plan, a remarkable team. Like I said before the fight, my dad's a hell of a trainer. Freddie Roach is a hell of a trainer. I don't take nothing away from Freddie. I don't take nothing away from my dad. When it's all said and done, it comes down to the two combatants. Manny Pacquiao is still a champion. You know, he still has a lot left. And, you know, I was a better man tonight. More calculated fighter. Took my time, had patience, and was working on, you know, countering and basically using the jab. I know it's a lot of questions. Do we got a microphone?
Floyd, with all the anticipation for this fight, achieving victory in it, do you feel like this is the finest hour of your career?
I think every fight played a major key, and I'm gonna say it again. Not just one fight didn't define my career. You know, I think every fight played a major key. Every fight was important to me, extremely important to me. But like I said before this fight, I still feel the same way. My love and my passion for boxing is not the same like it once was. But this is my job, and I got to go out there and be at my best when I'm doing my job. And my team, like, I keep giving props to my team. I'm always gonna give props to my team, but you know, I started with Top Rank. You know, I had other plans to do things my way, and Leonard Ellerby has been with me, I mean, almost 20 years, and Al Heyman, we worked hand in hand. We communicated always, and we just had a brilliant game plan. And the ultimate goal was to make 9 figures in one night, and that's what we did.
Floyd, Manny was up here talking about how he had an injured right shoulder from training camp, and that it started really hurting in the third round. Did you notice that it looked like he had a problem in the ring?
I'm gonna answer that question the best way I know how. I had injuries also going into this fight. And if he would have came out victorious, the only thing I could have got up here and said, you know what? I gotta show respect and just say he was the better man if he beat me. Both of my arms was injured, both of my hands was injured. But like I said before, I will always find a way to win. And it really doesn't matter who I fight. You know, it don't matter. I can, you know, just like when I fought Ricky Hatton, when I knocked Ricky Hatton out, after the fight was over, they still booed me. They still were screaming, there's only one Ricky Hatton. So that's what I'm used to. And you know, when I was in the fight, my dad was constantly saying, because you know, every punch that he throw, the fans would scream, well, his fans would scream and cheer and go crazy. So mentally, my dad was thinking the fight was close because my dad was saying, you know, pick up the pace. But I knew in my heart that I was beating him. I thought I was beating him easy. You know, out of the 12 rounds, I had to at least give him 3 rounds out of the 12. But, you know, a lot of times he was applying pressure, but he wasn't landing any punches. But I was constantly keeping the jab in his face. But Manny Pacquiao is one hell of a fighter. And I see why he's where he's at in the sport of boxing.
Floyd, Ken Miller with the Sentinel newspaper here. Couple questions. Your last 3 fights, did you make those fights with the 2 with Maidana and this one with Pacquiao more difficult than they really had to be?
Well, I'm a lot older now. You know, I got to fight. It's always about, we truly believe. What we talk about in our camp is this. It's all about working smarter, not harder. I don't want to wait till I get almost 40 years old to start taking abuse on my body. You know, I want to be able to have all my faculties. I invested my money extremely well and good. I can quit boxing today and I'm A-OK. But like I said before, I'm blessed and Manny's blessed and he's one hell of a fighter.
Do you anticipate, based on the allegations that Manny's been claiming along with Bob, team, as relates to his injuries, that you would fight Manny Pacquiao again?
You know, I think it hasn't even been 2 hours, and once again, y'all throwing me right back in a battle. If I'm not mistaken, everyone was saying for years I was scared and Floyd would lose, and I mean, all you guys said this, all the people that said this. Now, tomorrow when you write your story, I want you guys all you guys that said I was scared, and all you guys that wrote negative articles about me, you know, for the last few years, you know, I try to keep myself away from negative publicity, you know, people write negative about me. Because people don't really know me. I'm a person that loves his family. I only want the best for my family. I work hard. I'm just an American dream. I worked hard to put my family in a great situation, but tomorrow, for all those that wrote bad stories about me, I'm gonna wake up early in the morning, and I wanna see y'all stories tomorrow.
Hey, Floyd, who's left out there for you? Khan?
Once again, there you guys go again. There you go again. Let me enjoy my victory at least. Let me enjoy my victory. Can I enjoy my victory? Please?
Floyd, John Saraceno, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're 1 fight away from tying Rocky Marciano's undefeated record. Presuming you do that in September, why would you not want to break it?
Hold on one second.
Take your time.
You gotta drink that Warren Buffett drink, you know, he's a close friend of mine. You know, after a good championship fight, ain't nothing like a cold Coca-Cola. We had a game plan. I know you're talking about Rocky Marciano. I think that I always wanted to do things just my way. You know, I didn't come into this boxing business or this boxing game to try to outdo anyone. I just wanted to be me, and I just really wanted to just do me. I never really wanted to come in this game to to come in and break guys' record. If it was going to happen, it was going to happen. And I used to always tell Leonard, when this guy left a 6-figure paying job in Washington, D.C. to come here and help me, he was only, when I was fighting, of course, I can't say top rank wasn't making sure that I was comfortable. At that particular time, I was extremely comfortable because I was a multi-millionaire at a very, very young age. So I'm not here to bash Bob Arum. I'm not here to talk bad about Bob Arum or Top Rank. It started with Top Rank. So I take my hat off to them guys, to Top Rank and the whole staff for doing a remarkable job, for helping me get to a certain point in my career and then letting me become my own boss. But Rocky Marciano he's one hell of a champion. He's one of the guys that paved the way for me to be where I'm at. Rocky Marciano, Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, Sugar Ray Robinson. But, you know, there's no different from Ali. You know, he called himself the greatest. And this is my era. In my era, I'm TBE.
One follow-up. You said if it's going to happen, it's going to happen, but you're the only one that can control that. So why don't you want to do it? Or have you made up your mind definitely that one fight only, and you're done?
As of right now, you know, like I said before, I'm only human. I contradict myself. I always tell you, I contradict myself. I'm not perfect. I strive to be a perfectionist. That's no different from my dad when he was in the corner. My dad was on my ass. He was like, listen, your ass need to pick it up. I'm not liking how you're performing. You're doing enough, but you're not doing what I want you to do. Pick it up. But I know deep in my heart and deep in my mind, I was winning. But my dad was just going by the audience. He didn't want, because, you know, he's been reading about, they're going to, you know, he's been following the fight. I haven't been following the fight. What I did was, I go on demand, I watch movies, I watch playoff basketball, and I stayed away from worrying about what the media says and worry about watching my show All Access or watching any shows leading up to this fight. My whole focus was to go out there and just do me. And my dad was just in the corner. He was on my ass because he felt like anytime the guy threw a punch, they'll scream. So if he keep a pressure, he could swing a shot and miss. They'll scream. So he felt like the fight was extremely close. But I knew, with me having experience at this level, the judges is not going by the crowd screaming. The judges is going by shots landed. And when it's all said and done, when my career is over, TBE, I don't want to be just known as the best fighter inside the ring. TBE is not just inside the ring. I'm a calculated fighter. I make smart moves on the outside. I play chess on the outside as far as choosing the right people on my team. And one of the chess moves that I made was, I got Alex a reason, and I brought him over to my team because I know that he was a strong asset for Manny Pacquiao. I want to know a guy's weakness. My thing is this: I'm going to always put any fighter in discomfort, in the most uncomfortable position as possible. So that can put me, and that's going to put me in the most comfortable position and put him in an uncomfortable position.
Floyd, congratulations.
That's Dave Mayo, I know him.
I'm here. Congratulations. A couple of things about the fight. The shot he landed, the left hand in the fourth round,
yes,
kind of staggered you. What, relative to other punches you've taken, where was it?
He hit me with a good, he hit me with a solid shot. You got to realize, with my career, early on I was extremely active. I was always fighting. Whereas now, I take so much time off. Many just fought Algeria. And the last time I fought was September. When did he fight Algeria? I don't know if I'm calling the guy name out right. I don't want to disrespect him. So he just fought in November. So he's a little bit sharper than I am. It's just like this. When you're in a contact sport and you're always engaging in battle, you could take a shot a lot better. To whereas if I'm sitting off 6, 7, 8 months, when I get in the big fight and I get hit with a good shot, it's like, damn, it wakes me up. Like, okay, now I know where we at.
There was that little moment, I think it was at the end of the 11th round, where he banged his gloves together, tried to kind of encourage you, and you banged your gloves back and jabbed it. When there's a little kind of an exchange between fighters, where were you with the fight at that time? Did you think you had him?
I knew I had him from round one. From round one. I came out there, I filled him out. I wanted to see his certain moves, I wanted to see his jab, Because if he uses a jab, I'm gonna counter over his jab. If he uses a jab, I'm gonna pull over his jab and hit him with a jab. It's just, everything is just calculated moves. I'm 10 steps ahead of any fighter. Even like when he hit me with a real good shot, I took it out, said, stay right here, you've been here before, you know what it takes. Just wait, he gonna shoot his low, make him miss. And then what I do is go down to his body, slow him up, and when I slow him up with the body shot, look down body, feint him, touch him with the jab.
There are probably millions of people watching this who would say that maybe the only way you could top this is to lose. Is there any part of you that just is thinking about walking away before that happens?
Once again, I was born a winner, I'm gonna die a winner. I don't really try to focus on winning. Like I said before, I was brought up in my family, all we knew was to be first. And whatever we did, it's always about being first. Win, 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 that's all I knew. So whereas, what I install in my children is this. If you guys give me 100% and you guys don't win, you're a winner in my eyes as long as you gave me 100%. So I look at things totally different. What's been installed in my head from day one is still in me.
Cool, just a question here, Floyd. Floyd, you mentioned during the build-up to the fight that you weren't crazy about the sport of boxing anymore. Does this win somehow rekindle that or change your outlook on that?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I still feel the same way. This was just another day at work. No different from the guy I fought in my third fight. I feel the same way about this fight right here. You guys was the one that said this guy can beat Floyd, and you go look at throughout the years, Floyd is scared, Floyd is a coward, Floyd is a chicken. You guys were all those stories. Tomorrow, and all I want you guys to do, I made you guys eat your words. And you know I made you guys eat your words. So tomorrow when y'all write them stories, I want y'all to say, the non-believers, Floyd Mayweather turned us into believers. Write that tomorrow.
Hey Floyd, congratulations. You have one more fight, so the end is near for your career. What will it be about doing this that you miss when it's all said and done?
Actually, Kevin, I don't really think I'm gonna miss the sport. As far as, because I don't really watch boxing, I couldn't tell you what guy is on. I can tell you what guy is on the rise once a guy come into my boxing gym and I see him, or I can watch a guy fight, but I don't really watch boxing like that. At one particular time, I loved the sport of boxing. I wanted to go to every fight. I wanted to be at every boxing event, but throughout the years, I just lost the love for the sport.
So when you look in 2008, 2009, when you took your break and you had made an announcement that you
just called it a little vacation. We call it a little vacation.
Statement put out that you had retired. Did you miss it at that point after you had been on that vacation? Did you start to miss the grind and miss going to the gym and all that?
I just think that the body needed to rest. I think I needed to rest. At that particular time, Kevin, I think the body just needed rest. Sometimes our body just needs rest. No different from you as a writer, with Yahoo. Sometimes you need to take a break and then you come back better. So, I needed a vacation. But,
somebody just stepped down.
Undisputed champion at welterweight and WBC and WBA champions at super welterweight. So 5 belts in 2 different weight classes right now. But I think Monday I'm gonna relinquish all belts. Monday, I made a decision in the back that my last fight may not be a championship fight. I'm gonna give up all the belts. It's still gonna be a 12-round fight, but I'm gonna relinquish all the belts Monday.
Floyd, you over here. Obviously you won. You dominated him, technically. And I just wondered. They said afterwards that he had been refused an injection for his shoulder, by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. That's by the by for now. But what I'm saying is, he was very left-handed in the fight. Would you consider a second fight with Manny Pacquiao? Because it was enormous, wasn't it? It was a massive global event.
Only thing I want to do right now is go home and rest. All I want to do is go home and rest. I'm not thinking about Manny Pacquiao at this particular time. We both made, we can't even put a number on, I can't put a number on, I can't say what he has done, but for my team, in the back today, for them to tell me I made $2.8 or $2.7 million with a minute, or what was it, a minute? For my team to hand me a $100 million check in the bag is remarkable. And I'm saying, and I just want to talk about the things my team done for me, so I can let you guys know how we conduct and handle business. Before I even, this week, in the last 4 days, including with today, well, the last 4 days, my team, I made $25 million before I even got to the fight. And then my team, after the fight, I was guaranteed $100 million. And then, I still got money on the back end and other money that comes in. So we're looking upwards of $200 million. So I'm blessed to be where I'm at. I'm just very, very thankful.
As most people have estimated, it's a kind of $500 million fight, this. And it could be even more, given that the pay-per-view could be even bigger than anyone thought. But how do you get up for an even bigger fight the next time then?
Because when I go in the boxing gym, and this is the truth, what I'm going to tell you guys, well, everything is the truth, because I'm a realist. When I go to the boxing gym, normally, just say on an everyday basis, my driver, he drives me in a Suburban truck. Every day I ride a Suburban truck. Only time I ride my high-end exclusive automobiles is when I go to the boxing gym to motivate all the fighters that's under the Mayweather promotion banner, to let them know, if I can do this, you can do this too. And that's why, that's when I drive my expensive automobiles only to the boxing gym. But as far as going to the club and going out, no, not at all. And I just sit back and think about Al Heyman and what this guy has brought to the table and what this guy has done for the sport of boxing and how we have worked together. Me, Al, and I'm saying Showtime and CBS, and it's just so many people that we work with on an everyday basis, how we came together and made so many remarkable things happen. And we fought in the best hotel in the world, the MGM Grand. I love this hotel, and I love the city of Las Vegas. So let's touch on Al Heyman. Everybody wants to know, what did Al Heyman do, and what did he bring to the table? Like I told you guys the other day when we sat down. I got you 1 second. I got to talk about Al Heyman. This very shrewd businessman that's a part of my team. When the big boy mansion got built, a mansion that cost 8 figures, he said, Floyd, did we get the big boy mansion built? I said, yeah, we did. He said, is it paid for? I said, yes. He said, did we get the house in LA? I said, yes. He said, is it paid for? I said, yes. He said, did we get the 14-passenger jet? I said, yes. He said, when you wanted to be the highest paid fighter in the sport, did we do it? I said, yes. He said, when you wanted to be the highest paid athlete in boxing, did we do it? I said, yes. He said, what do you want to do next? He said, because you got Bugattis, you got everything. All your properties paid for, you got houses in Miami, and you got a 7-figure check that comes every month for the rest of your life. I said, this is what we need to do, Al. I said, our game plan is to do this. I said, I need 9 figures in one night. I don't want to make 60. I don't want to make 60 million or 40 million, and then money on the back end, it eventually be 100 million. I said, when you come in the back, and actually that's not actually what happened. Actually, what happened is this. We had this game plan a long time ago, but everything was patient. We've been talking about the Pacquiao fight, and the Pacquiao fight happened because of me. A lot of times, everybody, Pacquiao didn't call me out, I called him out. Now, we need to go back and look at them commercials when they was joking, he wants to fight, he wants to fight. Everybody that wrote an article about me, something negative, I want you guys to go back. I want you to go back and clean these stories up tomorrow. You know, I'm looking for all y'all stories tomorrow. I'm gonna be up all day reading. Where we at? ESPN, what's up?
Hey.
Dan Raphael, what's up, baby?
Hey.
Talk to him.
He sold the bottom. I guess it's working. Okay. When you were in the back and they brought your check, was it literally for $100 million even?
The check got 9 figures on it, baby.
When somebody hands you a check for $100 million, you've been paid a lot of money over the years, 20 million, 40 million, whatever it's been. When somebody hands you a check for 9 figures, I mean, what goes through your mind when you see that kind of all those zeros at the end of the check?
I'm thankful. I'm just very, very thankful. You know, I didn't do it by myself. You know, this dream started a long time ago. I didn't do it by myself. You know, everybody played a major key. You know, from my grandmother to my father to my fans and my family that believed in me first before I got to this point. So everybody played a major key for me to get to where I got to. When they give me $100 million check, but once you get to a certain point, you can't buy nothing no more anyway. Once you got watches and you got cars that cost millions of dollars and you got a check, you got a 7-figure check that comes in every month, there's nothing you can buy anymore. You got a private jet, you've been around the world. There's nothing you can really buy anymore. Only thing you want to do is continue. You want your team to grow. But what I truly believe in is this. I don't teach you. I don't go fishing for you. I teach my team how to fish. And the thing is this. I'm glad that my dad is back on my team.
I have one more question. You're going to retire after a September fight and walk away from the sport, presumably on top. My question for you is, when you look around the boxing landscape, can you tell me about any other fighters you see who are either already established or maybe who are on the rise, guys who you think that could become stars in their own right, perhaps step in to the pay-per-view realm and not necessarily become you, but get up there and become the new face of boxing, if you will?
It's really, it takes, you know, fighters think that it takes just knowing how to fight to be, you know, I can fight so I can become a pay-per-view star. It takes a lot into building a fighter to get to a certain level. You got to know how to communicate. You got to know how to communicate. You got to have a certain look, and you got to have the right pieces. I'm saying, and it's really about you got to know certain people too. I mean, you got to have certain connections. You got to be patient. A lot of fighters want everything right now. I was in the same fight. I wanted to fight every fight, right then and there. Put him in front of me, I'll beat him. But then, as I got older and wise, I said, nah, we can wait. Even like the Pacquiao fight before. You know, before I was guaranteed 50 million. I said, nah, we ain't ready right now. It really wasn't that I wasn't ready. It was that top rank and Mayweather Promotions and other people surrounding both camps couldn't get on the same page. But then, ultimately, we got on the same page, then we were able to make the fight happen. Where we at?
Floyd? Hi, Floyd. I have 2 questions for you. Would you say that Manny is the toughest fighter you've ever faced? And the second one is the one who invited to Bible study.
I just want to say he's a remarkable fighter. He's an unbelievable fighter. But I can't just say that he's the toughest fighter that I faced. And I can't say he's the hardest puncher that I faced. But I can see why he's where he's at in the sport to whereas it's just as little move that he tried to make in the fight. But with me having so much experience boxing so many different styles, I can counter and calculate his moves.
Did he invite you to Bible study? You said he wanted to do that after the fight.
Well, you know, a lot of people try to turn this fight into good versus evil, and I didn't really care to entertain that. You know, I believe in a good man just like he do. You know, I pray and I love my family, and you know, it's just that I didn't really appreciate everyone basically calling me like this is the guy versus the devil. I mean, he's done a lot of bad in his life, and no one is perfect. Manny has made mistakes, just like I've made mistakes. No one is perfect, but each and every day we both need to grow and try to become better human beings.
Floyd, congratulations. So when you say you were relinquishing your title belts, what is the reasoning behind that? Are you just trying to free up the belts for other fighters since you're retiring?
I'll let Leonard answer that. Leonard, come answer that.
It's about giving the younger guys an opportunity. Floyd's been in the sport. Floyd's been in the sport now almost 20 years, and there are a number of young and up-and-coming fighters, and you know, it's about giving other guys an opportunity. He's accomplished everything in the sport. What more can he accomplish?
If I could ask Floyd one more follow-up to that. By giving up the belts, do you have a certain... Does he have a certain vision for his grand finale? Not what type of event?
I think he just answered that question. You know, the fight hadn't even been over an hour ago. You know, let him go home and relax. You know, enjoy some time with his family and think about that down the road.
Over here, I just wanted to ask Mr. Mayweather why he's going to relinquish his titles. Like he said on Monday, why?
I got 5 belts.
Let me go back to the mic. Hey, what's going on?
Can you one more time confirm that you're going to relinquish your titles on Monday?
I don't know if it's Monday. Probably in a couple of weeks. I don't know. I'll talk with my team to see what we need to do. But you know,
Why?
the other fighters need a chance. Give the other fighters chances. Other fighters need to get a chance. I'm not greedy. You know, I'm world champion at 2 different weight classes right now. I'm the undisputed welterweight champion. I got the WBC and the WBA at super welterweight. I got the WBO, the WBA, and the WBC at 47. It's time to let other fighters, you know, fight for the belts.
Even that emerald encrusted belt you just got?
Well, the emerald, this one's thick. I mean, of course, you know, you always keep the belt. You don't get this belt up. You know, this is gonna be in my house in the frame. You know, I got the all gold one from the WBC, and I got the emerald one, and I got the limited edition WBA right there. Like I said before, it's just, you know, I'm just very blessed to be in this position, you know, and thankful for this position.
Floyd, what was it like for you? Congratulations. Floyd, what was it like for you at the end of the fight when you knew that you had defeated Manny Pacquiao and for once and for all this whole thing had been put to bed?
I always knew that I was the more smarter fighter. You know, I knew he was gonna be tough. You know, I knew he was gonna be a tough competitor. He's tough. You know, but his footwork, you know, compared to my footwork is totally different. You know, when he come, I kept using the check hook, you know, using the jab and hook off. Then when he get close, you know, defense, then I tie him up, you know, roughhouse him. I got to do that with experience, roughhouse him, then take him back in the center of the ring, box him, counter him, touch him with the jab, just being smart. You know, using I got a 72-inch reach. He had like a 67. So I got to use, and like I said before, it's always about working smarter, not harder. And we believe in, you know, like I said before, taking less punishment as possible. And other fighters got baited into engaging toe-to-toe with Manny, and that's what he wanted. And I got to thank my sponsors, Hublot, the biggest and the best watch company in the world, and FanDuel.com. Go check the site out. And of course, you know, themoneyteam.com. You know, we're doing the revenue right now, $10 million a year with the Money Team. We appreciate you guys for supporting us. Every social media, every reporter, everyone from around the world that covered this event. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And to all the Philippine fans, to all the Philippine fans that supported Manny Pacquiao, continue to support him. He's one hell of a champion. He's one hell of a fighter, and he represents the Philippines extremely well. Thank you guys.
Everybody.